Tim Leuliette, CEO of Visteon. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Good to be here.
So tell us what the future or the evolution of the connected car looks like for Visteon.
You know, the connected car is a statement, a name that encompasses so much that's going on inside the vehicle. First of all, to have a connected car, you need a connection, and the networks are starting to come around the world, 4G LTE coming around the world, so that we now can create a lot of product. For Visteon, we are one of the largest suppliers in the world of cockpit ecosystems, all the electronics in front of you. And so therefore, all the information that comes to the vehicle, leaves the vehicle, or is in the vehicle, is in our material. So therefore, our role in connected cars now to start playing on getting that information out or downloading information in. For example, one of the vehicles we have here, we're going to show you how you can download your instrument panel, your instrument cluster. The car can be a blank screen and you can pick the instrument cluster you want and download it. So there's a variety of technologies.
Now, every car maker kind of has their own idea of what a connected car is, how it's going to look.
Right.
Do you see those technologies at some point in the near future merging together so that there's one standard platform?
Not completely for this reason. Each OEM wants to differentiate himself from the other. And not only that, you want to differentiate it amongst the vehicles in your lineup. The person that spends $25,000 shouldn't have the same flexibility or capability as the one that spent $50,000. So there's going to be a differentiation of that. And each of the OEMs see this as kind of ground zero of the competitive environment going forward. The performance issues are getting comparable, handling is getting comparable. This whole interface, connected car, the cockpit ecosystem, turning the vehicle into a mobile device, that's the next frontier. That's why it's such an interesting area to be in.
Now, does that make it more difficult for you, though, as you try to develop different systems for each different automaker?
We have platforms for which we run across multiple OEMs, but their facades, their interface, their HMI is unique for each customer. And it's tailored around what they want to do. Because each OEM is going to want to put their fingerprints on this. You can't make it standard.
Are you finding that different OEMs around the world are looking for different things in terms of how they view the connected car?
Surprisingly, no. Because what's happening is the world's homogenizing. And there's that point, and also the democratization of technology is important. It's not for the person buying the high-end Mercedes or the high-end BMW. It's for the person buying the B car, the C car. It's the younger people who are so used to their tablets and their smartphones that want to see the vehicle become a mobile device, and they are more active with it. They use that. And so it's really, our focus has been on this democratization of technology, bringing it down and taking it across multiple product lines. Some of the most innovative technology in our stand here is going into a new B car.
You sold HVCC, the 70% stake that you owned in it. You're going to bring in about $3 billion in cash. What are you going to do with that cash? Are you going to distribute it to shareholders?
We have an analyst meeting next week, and I've promised to tell them at that time what I plan to do with the cash. I think there's as a CEO, I think you have three responsibilities to your shareholder. First is shareholder value, second is shareholder value, and the third is shareholder value. So from our perspective, how we deal with this cash is very important, and we're going to outline those details next week.
So more strategic acquisitions?
Well, I think we've acquired the JCI assets this year. We are spending more time in these small startups. We have about 30 of them. Our trading symbol is VC, and we have a VC, a venture capital fund, where we're working with a variety of these small startups because we're getting tremendous technology out of there. We're primarily becoming a software company in the auto space. And that software dynamic, that creativity, doesn't necessarily occur in a $1 billion R&D facility. It occurs in a 5-man shop in Tel Aviv or in Palo Alto or Helsinki. And so we use that and partner with people and invest as we need to. And that's how we're getting a lot of our technology.
Now, technology may come from all over the world, but one of the most important places to be doing business right now is in China, right, where you get about 15% of your revenue. How long before you get that to double?
Our growth in China is as fast as, or faster than any place else on earth. When we had HVCC as part of our total revenue base, we were 23% China, and China's 26% of the vehicle build. So we'd almost, got to that parity. I would say that right now, as we look at the vehicle, the order book that we have today, China is growing twice as fast as any place else on earth. So we'll see China becoming close to 20% of our electronics sale by the end of the decade.
So 30% in 10 years?
Probably quite easily, for a lot of reasons. One, China has an appetite for this technology. And secondly, there's not old technology to replace in many cases. And so there's a lot of infrastructure opportunities for us. We're looking at a lot of connected car specific issues that are China focused on them.
When you look at your order book and you look at Europe, is it starting to stabilize?
Well, it's interesting. Our content goes up to the point where in a zero vehicle build environment, we still go 3 or 4%. So therefore, we haven't seen the dip in Europe as bad as some of the others. And again, it's a content issue. But we obviously see Europe as probably having a tough first half of 2015. I think that'll probably be technically in a recession this quarter, fourth quarter of last year, first quarter of this year. So Europe is in a recovery mode probably through to 2016, 2017. So it's a little troubling, but it is what it is.
So as we kick off 2015, where is your top priority going to be this year?
I think, first of all, we've got to deal with this cash issue effectively. As I said to our board, it's a high-class problem, but it's still a problem. And now that we've taken Visteon, at one point a $17 billion company, down to $3.2 billion, we've taken and downsized the organization, gotten a lot more agile and capable. We need to focus in this space because the space is growing significantly. So that you're going to see a lot of activity probably in that mode. Some of it may be small M&A, some of it may be breakthroughs that we'll be announcing, but this is a very interesting space to be.
Tim Leuliette, CEO of Visteon, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.